To the list. This show we pluck out a name out of our all-time movie watch list, watch it and review it for your viewing pleasure. The movie we're scratching off the list today is the 1994 masterpiece? Pulp Fiction.
Before you do the spiel, how would you do a spiel for this movie?
Well, the lives of two mob hitmen, a boxer and a gangster and his wife, and a pair of diner bandits intertwined in four tales of violence and redemption. That's IMDb.
Well, shit.
Pulp Fiction is one that if you've never seen before, you must have heard about it in your life. You always hear that it's great, that it's a masterpiece, it's one of the best movies ever, blah, 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 blah. But my question is, after 30 years, is any of that still true, or is it just another 90s overrated movie? Ooh, yeah, I'm pissing you off. Before we take a deep dive, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's jump into it. From the jump, the music is just beautiful. It's not Black Eyed Peas, but it's the original that it was sampled from. But I feel like that sets the tone of the whole movie, and then it beautifully transitions into the radio, switching to another banger yet again. It's just the music from the beginning is just beautiful.
Which is something I did appreciate because it did help you set the mood. So like you said, it's like a perfect segue into the first part of the movie. The thing that opens, the thing that greets you. And the way it greets you, it's like a smooth transition from something high-paced, then it slows you down, and then bang, the movie starts.
Yeah, we're in that diner scene, and then short after that, we meet our boys Vincent and Jules, played by John Travolta and the legendary Sam Jackson. John Travolta's legendary too, I guess. But actually, Michael Madsen was supposed to play Vincent Vega, but went on to do Wyatt Earp instead, a move that he now since regrets. Yeah. Also, Daniel Day-Lewis was considered for Vincent. I found that to be shocking.
Huh?
Yep. But they went with at the time, an odd choice of John Travolta, because at the time, he still had that Grease and Saturday Night Fever stank on him. They didn't really see him as like a badass, but he did such a good job that it landed him with a Best Actor nomination in the 95 Oscars. But yeah, Travolta could have easily been goofy and cheesy, but he doesn't come off like that whatsoever.
No, they play it very serious. The most stuff parts have such good comedy timing. I love it.
Yeah, because it's like none of it's done on purpose either. Mr. Blonde, aka Vic Vega, played by Michael Madsen in Reservoir Dogs, is actually the brother of Vincent Vega in this movie. So Tarantino actually had a spin-off film in development titled Double V Vega, in which it was a prequel for both movies, but he scrapped it since both actors were a little bit too old to play a younger version of themselves.
Yeah, it makes sense. It tracks.
Yeah, I like that he doesn't do sequels that often or at all, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's Kill Bill 2. That's about it.
Yeah, but that feels like just one continuous movie.
Yeah.
He also wrote Jules specifically for Sam Jackson after he missed out on Reservoir Dogs.
I mean, that movie is just chef's kiss, but it would have been interesting to have that Sam Jackson spin on it.
So Tarantino wanted Jules to wear a giant afro, but when the prop master brought in a Jerry curl wig, Tarantino hated it, and then Sam tried it on. And because at that time most of the NWA members had Jerry curls, it made sense to Samuel L. Jackson since they're in LA. But he eventually convinced Tarantino to go with that wig.
There's something that every time I watch this movie, it bugs the ever living shit out of me. And when I watched it in the theaters, it was even more. The fact that Jules's beard is uneven.
Oh, I never noticed that because he's so compelling. I'm not even paying attention to that.
Well, I've seen this movie so many times, and now I'm looking for shit like new stuff. And when I clock into that one, I was like, oh no, what have I done?
You f***ed yourself. Anyway, these two characters have that infamous Royale with cheese conversation, which really just seems like a throwaway at the time. Became pretty iconic.
And you know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in Paris?
And what do they call it?
They call it Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese.
The next conversation after that is about what a TV pilot is, and it just feels like real people who are friends, co-workers, just having different types of conversations, like the difference between foot massage and eating a lady out.
Oh, yeah. But you know, touching his wife's feet and sticking your tongue in the holiest of holies ain't the same ballpark.
Does feel so genuine, like a very personal glimpse into their lives.
And then this leads arguably into one of the best scenes of the movie. I know there's a lot to choose from, but this is where Sam and Vincent come into the apartment with the stoners. You can see that Jules like switches up just before he gets into. He's like, "Oh, okay, dude, let's get into character." Yeah. And he starts to carry himself with like this cop demeanor. It's a level of confidence that intimidates people on the other side.
Well, like a lot of bravado, but contained bravado.
Not even arrogance. It's just he's so confident with what he's saying. And he brings up the quarter pounder with cheese conversation that they were just having, making that stupid little conversation seem like something important. And all of a sudden it matters.
You know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in France?
No.
Tell him, Vincent.
Royale with cheese.
Then in that same scene, I love how he snaps at Phil Lamar, who's in the corner, who butts in.
Oh, it was Phil Lamar?
Yeah, that's Phil Lamar.
Yo, he looked like a kid.
It's over there.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Because he never wants to not appear in charge. And since he's not talking to him, he like barks at him. And you can tell that Jules is most comfortable assuming control of situations.
He made it look very natural.
The way he delivers everything. So after a ton of we get to see the briefcase. And this is one of the biggest questions of the movie. What's in the damn briefcase?
A light bulb.
That's literally what it was. But this also incited a ton of fan theories, ranging from it contains Marsellus' soul, to the diamonds from Reservoir Dogs, to the Holy Grail. But Tarantino answered the mystery by saying there's actually nothing in the case. He wanted it to be up to the audience who are watching it to interpret it and imagine what there could be on their own.
Marcellus' soul.
That's a good one. What do you think it is?
I mean, at first I was thinking that maybe it was like diamonds or something like that, or gold, the way it glowed.
Yeah.
But now that you're saying Marcellus' soul and how animate Marcellus was to get that briefcase, it makes a lot of sense.
I mean, it could be something simple as drugs. I don't know. Like,
yeah, I mean, I mean, drugs are valuable.
and it's like in that world, drugs is gold. So it would be like that. So I don't think it's actually gold. I think that is what all the people who actually look at it, look at what's in it as, you know what I'm saying? Like, drugs are gold. So, but I actually like that it's open for interpretation, you know?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Things get heated, which leads to
English, mother. Do you speak it?
I like that.
I think my favorite one from that part is,
Does he look like a bitch? What?
He just has a whole damn tangent, right? With a bunch of bad words. Fuck is said 265 times in this
Christ.
movie. So because of that, starting now, I am not censoring the fucks in this video anymore. It's just too much, okay? And to prove it, fuck. I am not doing that's too much. So this is followed by easily one of the best lines in the movie, Ezekiel 25:17.
The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides.
By the inequities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men.
Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness.
For he is truly his brother's keeper and finder of lost children.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord
When I lay my vengeance upon thee. God damn, I got chills and I sucked reading that.
we don't got that swagger.
But actually, Tarantino wrote most of the Ezekiel verses, not something that's actually in the Bible.
Ezekiel according to Tarantino.
Yes.
I like it.
And it's this whole verse that actually plays a gigantic part in the movie because Jules fully understanding the verse is what changes his life throughout the movie because of the divine intervention that we later see. Matt Dillon, Mickey Rourke, and Sly Stallone were all considered for the part of Butch. But it was offered to Mr. Bruce Willis, who was a huge Tarantino fan at the time, who actually wanted to play Vincent. But nah, I don't see him as a Vincent.
No.
He's totally a Butch.
I think Vincent, it just exudes like so much I don't give a shit about you or anything else that it's just coming. Maybe it's something I don't think Bruce Willis can exude.
I think that Bruce Willis is always like the silent, broody type, and I don't feel like that is what Vincent needs.
Oh, yeah, that's correct.
But this film did wonders for both Travolta and Willis, reinvigorating their both careers because they, at this moment, they were seen as a specific mold in Hollywood at the time. Of course, you got Travolta as, the grease guy, and Willis as, Die Hard. So one of the reasons fans were so adamant about the Marsellus Wallace soul theory was because the first thing you see of him is a Band-Aid in the back of his head.
Which is so strange.
Yeah, and it's because Tarantino focuses on it. And supposedly when you sell your soul to the devil, that is where he extracts your soul from, that exact spot, allegedly. So him having the Band-Aid right there fueled those theories. The truth is, Ving Rhames just cut himself while shaving and Tarantino liked it.
Oh my god, the easiest explanation is always going to be the correct one, but Jesus Christ, this is hilarious.
But I mean, it's just because how much fandom and how much there is to chew on this movie that a fucking Band-Aid gets you thinking all these wild theories that are like not even close to reality. Because it makes it feel like it's going to play a bigger part. Maybe he hit himself or something, but no, it's just Ving Rhames cut himself. But I love Ving Rhames in this. He's just so cool. I think he's the most mysterious character as well. He seems super dangerous, but at the same time fair.
Fuck pride.
Lately, or the last times I've watched the movie, I've always thought about him as Justice.
Well, it's because even like in the cleaning part towards the end of the movie, the way Sam's talking to him, you would think he'd be like, hey, motherfucker, remember who you're talking to? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, yeah.
Because he's kind of like, Sam is like, no, I don't want you to say this. And like, he's like talking back to him in a way.
All I want to hear from your ass is, you ain't got no problem, Jules. I'm on the motherfucker. Go back in there, chill them niggas out, and wait for the cavalry, which should be coming directly.
But instead, he's talking super calm and fixes the problem and like almost listens to Sam.
You ain't got no problem, Jules. I'm on the motherfucker.
That's why I found him such an interesting character, because he's not your cookie cutter drug dealer, dangerous guy who would be like, oh, you're talking like that to me? Well, I'm going to fucking hang you from your balls or some shit, But he also has these violent tendencies when they were talking about the story when the guy fell out of the window,
Oh, yeah.
So in this scene, there's also an encounter between Vincent and Butch.
You ain't my friend, Palooka. What's that? I think you heard me just fine, Punchy.
What's that? I've never Googled that.
Palooka is a fighter who isn't very good or takes dives in fights.
Oh, no.
So this interaction comes into play a little bit later. Vincent goes to the dealer's house. Gary Oldman was considered to play Vance, the stoner seller. Also, Tarantino considered himself for the role, but decided to play the crazy Jimmy guy at the end.
I loved him.
Because he wanted to be behind the camera for the OD scene. And also, when he goes to the dealer, he's like all into heroin. He wants to shoot up there.
That whole guy, the way he talked, his cadence, I loved it. He got me. Like, he literally, I was so enthralled into him explaining the types of heroin he had. And I'm thinking, I shouldn't be this interested about heroin, but I am.
This is Panda from Mexico. Very good stuff. And that's Bava. Different, but equally good. And that is Choco from the Harz Mountains of Germany.
I had a hard time trying to remember any other movie where a character is into heroin and does it on screen and it doesn't like totally ruin his life. Like, it's not a part of the story really. Like, yeah, he shoots up, he gets high, whatever. Yeah, does that specific baggie come into play and did that almost ruin his life? Yes. But my point is, the focus of Vincent being a heroin addict is not a part of his character that is what you would use to describe. Like, he wasn't a huge junkie ruining his life in a way.
He was a fully socially functional addict.
I was trying to figure out what other movies done that where they show like heavy drug use and the guy's just like whatever, because usually there's always consequences to the actions. The guy dies, he gets shot up, or well, I guess he does die, but he doesn't die for those reasons, I don't think.
For something completely stupid.
Yeah. So Vincent also says,
You know what some fucker did the other day?
What?
Fucking keyed it.
that was Butch because he called him a palooka.
Way.
So he shoots up and goes to take out Mia, played by Uma Thurman, who is Ving Rhames' wife. So considered for Mia Wallace was Isabella Rossellini, Meg Ryan, Daryl Hannah, Joan Cusack, and Michelle Pfeiffer.
Okay, Joan Cusack, hot. Pfeiffer, I've been watching a lot of Meg Ryan movies lately. Don't ask why. But Jesus fucking Christ, she was hot.
Well, the one that got the closest out of them was Elaine herself, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. She was very close, but actually couldn't take the role because of Seinfeld.
Holy crap.
I don't think any of those fit. It would have to be Uma.
Yeah.
Tarantino knew that, so he did his best to try to convince her, and he went as far as reading the whole script to her through the phone.
That's amazing, actually.
So this leads to probably one of the goated gifts of all time. Mia talking to Vince through the intercom and him like, what?
Where?
That's been used so much that the actual background of the scene looks weird to me.
Yeah.
Because you see him in everything else.
Just him with the coat.
I did also ask myself, like, why did Marsellus wanted Vincent to take her out in the first place? Mm-hmm. And this was actually a test of loyalty to see if he would, like, hit on his girl or whatever, his wife.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's a test who the guy who fell out of the window failed. That's just me. I'm not sure. That's not confirmed anywhere. That was me putting that together.
Yo, but it makes total sense.
He takes her out where Steve Buscemi serves them very expensive shakes.
I love it.
I loved the small talk dialogue she gives because I super agree with it.
That's when you know you found somebody really special. And you can just shut the fuck up for a minute, comfortably share silence.
Yeah, that's true.
I love that part. Her look is super iconic as well.
Yeah, I mean, that inspired a lot of stuff.
It's also funny to me how they're both just chilling with each other, but they're both high out of their fucking minds. You could tell on both of their faces. They're just high. They're just chilling. They're not, you know.
I never clocked that.
What, that they were high?
Yeah.
What do you mean? She goes to the bathroom and snorts it? He's high on the way over there?
I've seen this movie so many times. I saw Vincent shoot it up.
Yeah.
I saw Mia inhale copious amounts of booger sugar, and I never in a million years thought that they were both high.
What are you talking about? They're out of their fucking mind.
They're so good at being functional addicts that I bought it.
Also, while they're all high as a kite, Mia goes into the show pilot that she had.
Fox Force 5.
That if you pay attention to, has striking similarities with another Uma Thurman film in Kill Bill.
There was a blonde one, Somerset O'Neill. She was a leader. The Japanese fox was a kung fu master. The black girl was a demolition expert. French fox's specialty was sex.
What was your specialty?
Knives.
So this leads to the iconic dance scene, not before she takes her shoes off in front of the camera, randomly, just further adding to the Tarantino foot fetish for sure.
Yeah, because she got ugly fucking feet.
She got big old feet. I don't think they're ugly. I feel like, you know, she got...
I mean, I'm not into feet. I hate feet, but they're fucking ugly.
Nah, they're not ugly. They're just Sora-like.
Donald!
So they head back home, right? And you see that she's carrying the trophy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It makes you think that they won, right?
Uh-huh.
They didn't. They stole it.
What?
Yeah, when Butch is sneaking back to his place for the watch,
uh-huh,
you can hear on the radio the reporting that somebody stole the trophy.
Yo!
They lost. I found that to be funny. They're so high. They danced, they grabbed the trophy and left. They didn't stay to see what the hell. They're just still high as a kite. I find that funny.
Couple of junkies.
Ends up with Vincent's jacket. She snorts up some heroin and the whole OD scene happens, having her wake up with a shot to the heart.
My favorite part of that whole sequence is when he's talking to the dealer. The dealer opens his door and boom, Vincent just crashes into the house. I was like, that seems pretty cool because he just looks like one continuous scene where he's dragging Mia to half dead.
They wake her up and this leads her to tell her catch-up joke, which Vince laughs because he actually told Jules earlier he's just going to go and laugh at her stupid joke.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was part of his plans. Which this leads to the next story. As Butch, as a kid, Christopher Walken tells him that his dad died and gives him a pocket watch that it's been in a bunch of different asses.
5 long years he wore this watch. Up his ass. I hid this uncomfortable hunk of metal up my ass. 2 years.
The way he delivered it was...
Yeah, like they passed around a bottle of whiskey or something.
Exactly.
So he wakes up from that recurring nightmare where the fight happens. And again, Ving Rhames is so cool. I love this line where he's like,
If Butch goes to Indochina, I want a nigga hiding in a bowl of rice ready to pop a cap in his ass.
just the way he delivers everything, it got me crying. So he hops in with the smoking hot taxi driver chick. And I noticed that the background was green screen, but my blind ass didn't notice that it was like old school black and white. I didn't notice it was all black and white.
Oh, is it black and white? I didn't notice
The part in the back is, yeah.
I did not know that.
So he leaves the sexy taxi driver and goes with his cutie ass little girlfriend.
The French girl.
She cute as shit. She's
Yeah.
super innocent, and also she's a bit of a freak.
Dude.
That's why I felt super bad when she forgets to watch because of the outburst he has with her.
Uh-huh.
And then there's like these switches where he's like kind of bipolar, but I think it's just more that he's that much under pressure, and furthermore explains how scary Wallace actually is.
Mm-hmm.
And how much the watch means to him too. So it's like those both emotions come crashing down. So he's like, fucking bitch. And then he's like, okay, go get your pancakes. And then he fucking, you know, he's yelling at her all this time. But her being all sad, like, I was like, no, leave her alone.
Shit, of all the fucking things she could fucking forget, she forgets my father's watch!
So he heads out to go get his watch back at his place, where he finds a gun in the kitchen, and up pops out Vincent, who gets murked. I think as viewers, it sucks because we like Vincent, don't we?
Yeah.
He's a bad guy, but he's still like cool.
Tarantino has a talent to make bad guys feel likable.
Yeah, so that kind of sucks and creates a little bit of like conflict in your heart. Like, Vincent got got. God damn it.
And he got in the worst way possible, just coming out after taking a shit.
Well, he doesn't have very much luck when he's coming out of the bathroom throughout the whole movie. When he comes out the bathroom,
Oh, sí, cierto.
when he comes out the bathroom at her place, she's fucking ODing. When he comes out of the bathroom here, he gets killed. And at the end, when he comes out of the bathroom, there's a fucking heist going on at the diner.
Oh, Vincent bad luck, baby.
So Vincent gets got, which leads to Butch escaping. And I found this part to be super brilliant because as viewers, again, we're like, okay, he's in the clear. He's going to go home. He's free. He's going to go. He's got his watch. He's going to go get his girl and dip the fuck out of here. And he's chilling at a light singing. And who he sees just so happened to walk across with donuts and coffee. None other than Wallace.
And the way they locked eyes, you felt Willis's fear.
Yeah. And that's encapsulated with a fantastic.
Yeah, that's true.
So he has no choice but to hit him and ends up wrecking the car, where Kathy Griffin helps Wallace up and the chase ensues. So to rewind a little bit, timeline wise, when Vincent gets shot, Jules had already retired.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually Marsellus and Vincent who went to the stakeout for Butch. That's actually Marcellus's gun that he shoots Vincent with. He left it to go get coffee and donuts.
Oh, yeah, because Vince doesn't have an automatic one.
No, so you would just always assume that was either Vince's gun or Jules, but no, that's actually Marcellus's gun.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't Jules.
I didn't put two and two together. I didn't even think, where the hell is he going with the coffee and donuts? Like, I didn't care. It was just like, holy shit, he got the guy, you know?
Same one.
So they end up fighting into a pawn shop. Unfortunately, it's the wrong pawn shop, and you can totally see when there's a damn Confederate flag right next to the door. That should have been their first clue. So they both get tied up and get ready for Zed. It's just like the pace of this whole section is like a roller coaster. So much happened. The watch, he kills Vincent, and then it's just so much happens in like this 20 minutes.
It was so nerve-wracking.
Yeah, because he ends up escaping, but then he's like, damn, you know, Marcellus is in a tough situation. It's like, as fucked up as the situation between them is,
He has a code.
whatever is going on with Marcellus, which we don't know yet as viewers, has to be way worse. So he's like, I'm gonna just let bygones be bygones, and he goes and saves him from Zed, which is a pretty cool sight. But the first time, it's not a pretty cool sight because I was thinking about the other thing. But the way he does it is pretty cool. But the first time you watch this, you don't exactly have an idea as what's going down, like what lies behind that door. Because Tarantino does a great job in building the tension for the scene. You don't know what the hell is going on. Is he being tortured? Are things being cut off? I mean, there was a GIMP.
That was disturbing.
Yeah, there was a GIMP that came out of a box a few minutes ago, so that kind of gives you a clue. But then he opens the door and you see what the hell is going on, and that's just like, fuck, it's so heavy.
When I first watched it, because I was a teenager, I didn't understand what the fuck the get was.
Oh, okay.
And everything just clicked, and I was like, oh no.
He deals with both of them, frees Wallace, and I loved the very subtle "you okay" that Butch gives to Marsellus.
You okay?
Nah, man. I'm pretty fucking far from okay.
He's not okay. No one would be okay. You know, no one's going to be like, yeah, I'm fine, and just carry on their day as if nothing just happened. It doesn't matter how big and powerful you are, which the whole movie's been spending time and show us how big and powerful Marsellus is. Mm-hmm. I love that they showed that vulnerability from this very traumatic thing that happened.
Yeah, because you see his lip quiver while he's talking.
Yeah. He's trying to hold it together, and he's like, nah, I'm pretty fucking far from okay. But he has a way in mind to cope with this traumatic event.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get medieval on your ass.
So that concludes Butch's story as he go gets his girl and rides off.
Who's this bike? Zed. Who's Zed? Zed's dead. Oh, yeah.
Zed's dead, baby. Don't worry about it. No one's coming after. No, we gotta get the fuck up now.
Yeah.
We go back to the beginning where the divine intervention happens. And they pick up Marvin, and on the way to who knows where, they accidentally shoot Marvin in the face.
Hands down, that's my favorite part of the movie.
Why? Because of Travolta's face?
Yeah, like, oh, man, shot Marvin in the face. Like, just so nonchalant, like, oh, man, I fucked up.
Then they both start arguing as if, like
a married couple.
Yeah, like they forgot something at home and they have to turn around or something. But it's like,
come on. Somebody's brain is in the back.
Yeah, it's sprayed on half of the car. But this whole scene was actually Phil Lamar's idea.
What?
Yeah, he thought it was a better idea to accidentally shoot Lewis in the face and killing him with a headshot, because in the original script, he was going to get shot in the throat by accident, and then he was going to be suffering. So then Vincent and Jules were going to have to put him out of his misery and actually kill him and shoot him on purpose. But Lamar felt that that would turn the audience against him, and he thought it would be funnier if it was just a headshot, which Tarantino agreed.
And it was hilarious because it was like, oh man, spilled coffee on the couch. Same exact energy. And what kind of fucking merc holds a gun like that?
I mean, he's pointing right at him, and he's like, oh, you went over a bump? No, I didn't went over a bump, you motherfucker. He's just like the whole thing.
Yeah.
So they end up going to Jimmy's house, a.k.a. Quentin Tarantino, and they love his coffee.
God damn, Jimmy. This some serious gourmet shit.
So this is where Jules calls Wallace, and the whole interaction that I mentioned before happens. And Wallace sends over the methodical fixer, the Wolf, played by Harvey Keitel, a part that was actually written specifically for him.
No wonder, because it was just perfect.
Something about him, like his energy, made him feel like he was scary. And he's super nice, he's sweet. Even at the end of this whole thing, he takes, that young girl out for breakfast, and he's just chill. But this presence, you're like, I don't want to mess with this guy.
Yeah, he gives the same energy as Wallace in an exact opposite, because Wallace is gonna kill you, but you don't know when. And if Wolf kills you, you're never gonna expect it.
Them arguing while they're cleaning the car was funny too. It's just how they're talking to each other.
In fact, what the fuck am I doing in the back? You the motherfucker should be on brain detail.
So this leads to them getting hosed off and getting goofy clothes on, which takes us to the start of the movie with the robbery, where Jules is planning on retiring, and then the robbery starts. Now, I really, really love the contrast of Jules' demeanor here, because unlike in the beginning, he doesn't necessarily have control now. The gun is being pointed at him.
I mean, he gets control very quickly.
I know, but he still has a confidence, right? And like you said, once he does get control, you can see there's a switch in everything. In his demeanor, he's more assertive, he's louder. Mm-hmm. Tell the bitch to be cool. Just the way he talks, and you can tell by the tone of his voice, everything increases as the scene goes along because he's gaining control. Of course, homeboy takes a peek in the briefcase and now he wants it. Instead, Jules comes with a deal where everybody wins, tells him to fetch him his wallet.
Which one is it?
It's the one that says bad motherfucker.
Just the way he says it, so nonchalant, it gets me every time.
And then you reminded me of the time it was in Grant Norton. He said, oh, I asked George for a lightsaber.
Oh.
How do you know it's yours? Because it's bad motherfucker on the side.
Yeah. But this was actually Tarantino's wallet in real life.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
So he drops Ezekiel 25:17 once again, but now he also explains that he understands it.
The way he dissected also, it's just... ugh.
Coming through this realization while he's pointing a gun at somebody and a gun is being pointed at him. It's just a wild situation.
I'm going to kill you just on principle, when Vincent tells him.
Yeah, when Vincent pops out, he's like, no. His mind hasn't changed. He's still thinking gangster shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Lets him go and they both leave, and it's the end of the movie. And I think because of that change and that realization, I think that's why Jules might be my favorite character of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
What's yours?
Between Jules and Wolf.
Wolf was good. I love the Marsellus too. It's really great. That's the thing. You can just pick. You know, there's so many characters to choose from.
To even the bartender.
God damn, nigga, what's up with them clothes?
The craziest fact to me about this movie is that, taking into account the cast and the quality of movie and the props and everything, this movie was made with $8 million.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope. 5 of it was spread amongst the actors, but they also got points on the back end, and the movie made $210 million.
On the 90s money, that is just insane.
But I mean, I don't know how many X's that is, but that's a lot. I don't know math.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so because of how the stories are told and they're overlapping each other, many people ask, what is the actual timeline of the film? Mm-hmm. Well, there was a YouTube video that actually cut the film in the right timeline way, but Miramax took it down. But I can tell you, that's what here's for. So, the beginning of the movie would be Butch as a kid and the whole watch thing.
Uh-huh.
Then Vincent and Jules would go get the job to go get the case.
Yes.
Which immediately leads into the Bonnie situation, them cleaning the car, and then it would lead to the end of the movie with the robbery. And then they would have to take the case to Marsellus when Vincent calls him or whatever. After that is when Mia and Vincent go out.
Yeah, because by then, Jules is out, right?
Technically, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then, after the date, if you want to call it that, is when Butch has the fight, which leads into Butch killing Vince the next day and saving Marsellus and leaving town. And that's how it would end.
Mm-hmm. Butch riding into the sunset.
Yes. All the elements that make the movie are great. The stories, there's 3 to 4 different stories, if you want to take in the robbers of the diner as a story. The characters is amazing. The acting is amazing. The cast, the action, all the elements of the music, all the elements of the movie come together brilliantly, which is honestly why it's still a masterpiece today. Of course, if you would like to join the conversation by dropping your thoughts, theories, facts I might have left out, any and all, let us know down in the comments. And if you made it this far, it's because you liked the video, so let us know by dropping a like. Thanks for watching, and remember to always and forever, you do you.
Bye.
Also subscribe.